These are the 5 pieces of the jigsaw. This is what I train. This is how I train healers. Yeah. There's 5 things you got to know. And we're going to start off with the one in the top left-hand corner, understand healing. If you don't understand healing, how can you become a healer? You might say, well, that makes common sense, but I can tell you a lot of people don't understand healing. And I'm going to explain to you what I see from a holistic perspective. Because you know what a lot of people say is they fight cancer. If you say that, then you don't understand healing. Because you've created cancer in your own body, because you create everything, why would you want to fight something that you actually create? Because if I say I'm going to fight you, what are you going to do? Right. That's what the cancer does. So what you resist persists. So fighting illness is actually means you understand it. And a lot of people think illness happens just at a physical level, and that's an illusion too, which is the base of most Western medicine. Mental illness, what do? They give you chemicals to try and, it's a chemical imbalance in your head. No, that's just so they can sell you money, make a lot of money out of you. Yeah? It's not true. Yeah? And you might say, Paul, how do you know that? Because I've helped people do major transformations around the world. I had a guy who was depressed for 30 years. Yeah? I helped him shift. I saw him one morning after ayahuasca, and he was crying, and he said, nothing's happening in my ceremony. I said, yeah, because you're not ready. And if you're not ready, no healing happens. And I said, because you haven't connected to your why yet. Why do you want to heal? Why do you want to get rid of your depression? Because all these other people were having major changes in ayahuasca and he wasn't. And I had to kick his ass. That's what the universe asked me to do. So I did. He was crying in the morning, and I said, look, you've got to sit and go in the jungle. Because this wasn't me speaking, this was the energy coming through me. Right? So it wasn't my ego, it was the energy coming through me. Right? And this energy said to tell him, you've got to go sit in the jungle, hug trees, and really connect to the trees and ask them what you're required to do in the next ceremony. He had to do it for 3 hours in the middle of the jungle. And people go, isn't it scared in the middle of the jungle? What, you're going to walk down the street in the middle of the night and get shot in the city? In the jungle, animals don't go for it. They sing songs and create beautiful songs, right? At night, right? The next ceremony, he had a major shift in his life. And I saw him after the next ceremony, he said, I realise what my purpose is now, what my calling as a healer. And that is to help other people overcome depression. Funny about that, like the J-curve, you've gone through it, that's probably what you're going to help people. He's actually a world coach now. He goes around the world helping other people get over depression. Yep. That's the changes you can help make in people's lives at a very, very deep level. So understanding healing, so let me explain this. I call this the life pipeline. See, I like fun and simple terms to use, right? Life pipeline. We're a spirit. And I call this our soul essence, our wisdom and abilities we bring to the planet, into the body, to manifest. What your soul essence depends on what you're going to do. See, I know how to connect to people because I do healing. Can I sing like Michael Jackson? No, because that's not my purpose, right? One of the ladies who did my course, she won Australian Idol in 2007, Natalie Gausser. She actually did my course because she wanted to do healing now, and now she does shamanic healing using her voice. Is that what I do? No, because her voice is her power. Yeah? So you've got various wisdom and abilities that you bring into your body so then you can use your body to manifest. Very simple pipeline. It's like an energy flow, right? And through what you create, your law of attraction depends on what energy you bring through. If you have a lot of limiting beliefs, you create a limited reality because the world doesn't judge. Yeah? So this depends on how much consciousness you choose to bring through. It's like an energy flow. Now, if you embody your energy fully, the whole essence of who you are, your body is going to be really light, yeah, and you're going to manifest amazing things in your life. Yeah? That's what happens. If you block your soul, which is pretty weird, but 99% of the population do it to be accepted in the world. I've got to have a job, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, all the shoulds. Yeah? There's nothing you should do, it's based on choice, right? Is people be accepted in the world like I did, trying to be an accountant, which didn't work, right? People block themselves to accept it, and if you block the energy flow, that blocks your energy flow into your body, and your body creates dis-ease. So all illness, I can guarantee you, is created by blocking your soul. That's what shamans say, they call it soul loss. You're not if you don't embody your soul totally in your body, right? That's why a lot of people have fear. Because if your car is only working on 2 cylinders, does it work very well? No. So if your body is trying to work on low energy, right, you can't manifest many good things in your life, and you have things like chronic fatigue, don't you? Because you're blocking your soul. See, chronic fatigue is like you're really blocking your soul, so your body stops you. Can you connect to your essence now? Because we're going to stop you so you're not distracted. That's what chronic fatigue is, right? So, I can tell you that every illness in the physical body is created by blocking the soul. Simple. So, healing is reverse engineering. I connect a person's energy in their body, because your body reflects your consciousness, and therefore different parts of your body tells you different things about what's blocked, right? What ears mean you're not hearing something. You're choosing not to hear, that's what ears mean, right? So, if you're blocking part of your body, that means you're blocking part of your soul, and reconnect to it. And then the symptom goes away. And I can tell with thousands of cases. I had this lady with MS, multiple sclerosis, right? Now what is MS is you've actually lost control of your body. That's what it is, because people can't control their body. So when she came to me, this lady, she was on crutches, I connected to her body, and her body said to me, energetically, something happened to her 7 years ago. And I said, tell me what happened 7 years ago in your life. She goes, I gave birth. I go, I knew that was it, I could feel the energy. Okay, tell me about when you gave birth. And she said, when I gave birth, all these things went on, and she actually used the words, I felt lost control of my body. If you say to yourself you've lost control of your body lives out that program. See, your body doesn't judge you what you want to choose to experience. That's called free will. So if you want to choose, I can't move in my life, that's what happened in your body. Yeah? I said to her, do you want to change that belief? Yes. So I got her to look at that and look at why she created that as part of her journey. Yeah? And actually helped shift it. And in 2 days, she came back to me off crutches. See, that's a miracle. I call it normal, but people call that a miracle, right? Miracle. I recalled who she was. Because I connected to the block and helped her understand the part of her soul she opened up to, and that actually changed her life. Just like a little girl. I connected to the block in her body, what it meant, what parts she was blocking her power. You know, she didn't know how to work with her mother. And that opened her up to her energy, and then all the symptoms went away. That's how simple it is. Yeah? So to me, and shamans call it soul retrieval. That's what I teach people to do. Soul retrieval. How to retrieve a person's soul. At a very deep level, and you can do it in 15 to 20 minutes. And it's extremely powerful. One of the ladies did the course. She went home and did her mother, and her mother had this pain in her neck she'd had for most of her life, and she moved it in 15 minutes, and the pain went away totally, and it's never come back. And it blew her mother away. Yeah? And I'm going to do someone tonight, right? Later on. Does that make sense? That's healing. You've got to understand what healing is. Because if you understand what healing is, I know that I'm always trying to retrieve someone's soul for them, help them, because they've blocked it, and help them reconnect to it so they can shift the symptom. And it happens with any type of illness. Every single one. Because I can tell you, I work with people from all different ages and all different symptoms, and it works. Yeah? And there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you cannot heal. I like the comment by Stuart Wilde. He's a great writer. He's dead now, but he made this comment. All illnesses are curable, but some people are not. Because some people don't want to let go of their stuff. And I'm detached whether clients want to move or not, because it's not up to me. If people don't want to move, that's up to them. That just means they want to experience more pain for whatever reason. They want to experience more pain, and then they might be ready to shift. And that's okay. I don't judge them. I don't judge what you want to experience. If you want to go through more pain, it's like you want to have a painful experience in life, that's okay. Yeah? So understanding healing, that's really important. Yeah. So in the course, when I do a course, I teach people that a lot. What does healing really mean at a deep level? And getting around all these myths about fighting. So, because the thing about fighting illness, why would you want to fight a block that you've created yourself? That's actually like self-abuse. I get people to connect to their cancer, love it, and ask it, what's the cancer there to teach you? Make it your friend, give it a big hug. That's what I do. See, it's totally different. You love what you create. Otherwise, it's a form of self-hatred, which is what cancer is about. Number two is you discover your calling as a healer. You understand your gifts of awareness. That's what you've got to do. Now, when people do my course with me, I help them identify what their very strong abilities are, because I can help them see it. Yeah? I help them do that J curve. And I also help them, I give them a lot of exercises to connect to their essence at a deep level. And I also get them to find out what their dominant earth element is. Because I wrote a book called Understanding Your Journey, Your Life Journey. And it helps you identify which is your dominant earth element. And by that knows what your part of creation is. Like I'm fire, Selena's fire. And I know what fire people do. If you're an earth person, I know what your role is, right?
Is this determined through astrology?
No, it's not. It isn't about astrology. It's different. Yeah. Although I'm a fire sign in astrology as well, it's actually not related to astrology. It's based on the 5 elements. And the 5 elements is used in a lot of different healing modalities, like kinesiology, and it's used a lot of feng shui is all based on 5 elements. Yeah. So it's used a lot of Chinese medicine. Yeah. But I really looked into that and I created a deeper model on that. And I can identify their dominant element and I can tell you what your journey is. Because I know if you're a fire person, it's all about vision, and I know what your issue is, which is about rejection. It's true, isn't it? Yeah. And that's cool because she knows she's going to deal with people with rejection. Because that's their issue, right? With earth people, they deal with conflict, right? So I know by your dominant element what your journey is and how you're going to help people. So it gives you a lot more clear who you are now that you know you're a fire person?
Yeah, a lot more clarity now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then it's about mastering energy. Third piece of your jigsaw. It's learning how to work with energy. Energy is one of my strengths, right? And as a family joke, I call myself an energetic engineer because I've got 2 brothers who are civil engineers. They build bridges and stuff. I create people with energy bodies. They don't know what that means, because no one in my family's into energy. But I help you to how to work with energy at a very deep level. Like that lady, she's opened up to her intuition, I said before, right? I help people know how to connect to telepathy, clairvoyant, clairsentient, so they can connect to a client at a very deep level and they can diagnose you every single time. And how many doctors can do that? And this is not using any instruments or any machines. Yeah? Even though the shamans in Peru use plants, I don't use plants because it's not my calling. And that's not to say plants are very powerful, they are, but it's just not my calling. Does that make sense? I took it for my own purpose, right? So I learned how to work with energy at a very deep level. Because if you can know how to work with your own energy and know how to work with people's clients, you can do anything with energy. Because everything is energy. Every thought, every emotion, everything you create, everything is energy. That's why I really want to understand energy to be a holistic healer. Whereas most Western medicine, it looks at the body as a physical thing. You've done a knee in or something. Yeah? But that doesn't tell you, why did the person create that? I had this elite footballer who was one of my clients, right? He rang me up on a Saturday afternoon and I thought, yeah, but aren't you playing footy? But he rang me up, but he was actually in the ambulance. And he actually done his knee on the footy field. And he rang me up from the ambulance saying, Paul, can you help me understand why I created this from a soul perspective as to why I've done my knee in? How cool is that? You know, this is he probably wouldn't tell the coach that, but that's what he asked me from the ambulance, because he started to learn about what a lot of his issues were, which was around his dad. Yeah. He had some issues to clear on his dad, right? But he then started looking at his body at this multi-dimensional level, knowing that his body, what happens in his body is related to how much of the soul that you bring through. Yeah. This is the way shamans, this is the shamanic perspective of healing. And to me, you say, well, is that appropriate? Well, it works for clients. Does all Western medicine explain every illness? But I can explain to you every single illness. Yeah? Every single one of the energy. I've never ever had a client in 50 years and not diagnose them. Ever. In 20 years, sorry. Yeah? Because their energy tells me everything. That's why I teach people. That gives you confidence. Yeah? If you know how to connect to people, know what's going on for them, right? Then I give people a system. You need a system to help. So I give people a simple system, which I'm going to show you in a minute because I'm doing it to somebody. And then I get them to expand on it. Because you use your own abilities. Whereas when I learned healing, you know what some people said to me? Oh, you've got to do this in a certain way. And my intuition said, no, that doesn't feel right. No, there's so many different ways you can do healing. There's no one way to do it. Yeah? So I give people a basic system with training wheels to start off with, but then they put in their different essence into it to make it theirs. Does that make sense? By giving the system so they can go away and start with something. But I do deep entity removal. That's the system I give you. I give people, right? And then the last piece of the jigsaw is personal healing. You've got to be the person required to bring through your light consciousness. If you've got limited thoughts and limited beliefs, living in a small world, then you can only heal small people. And you can't take them into a big place. So if you want to take people to bigger places, then you've got to open yourself up. Does it make sense? To bring more energy through. So part of when I train people, I actually do a lot of healing on them, yeah, so they can bring through their consciousness. Now I run my courses in a very shamanic way. I actually don't run the class, because that's the old-fashioned way of doing it. I create an energy out of all the clients, out of all the students. I have a meeting, energetic meeting from all their higher selves, and the energies that they want to bring through, I call it an energy, and her class is called Phoenix, right? That's what it wanted to be called. That actually runs the class. And I get all the kids, I get all the students to connect to it. So they don't have to connect to me, they connect to the class. It's an energy. And guess what? That energy has got all the answers because it's created from them. It has to have the answers. Does that make sense? And in the classroom, I don't run the class, I bring Phoenix through into their class, and I just bring the energies through and I say things, whatever the class wants to say. That gives me confidence because it's not about me. What I do is go allow Phoenix to come through me. Where in another class, they'll call something else and it's a totally different energy. And guess what? I teach people how to set up their business that way. I call it business energetics. I don't run my business runs itself. I create energetically and it tells me what to do. I work for my business. It tells me what it wants. It's like having kids. You can't try and control the kids. No, you create the kids and the kids do what they want to do. That's how I run my business. See, I run a shamanic business, not a physical business. Does that make sense? Is that pretty cool? That's a jigsaw. That's what how I train my healers. I train people to do, and they go away and do amazing sessions on people. And it's fun. People think